Hello, everyone. My name is Edith, also known as Lady E, and welcome to the Lady E Effect podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, we interview purpose-driven professionals that do amazing contributions to people, businesses, and communities worldwide. If that is something that is interesting to you, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Definitely connect with us and follow us on all social media platforms at the Lady E Effect, as well as connect with us on all audio podcast platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the list will go on in the description box. So, you all know me that know I love to get right into it. Of course, we interview the best of the best, and I'm definitely really excited about today's guest. We had the pleasure of speaking with him before, and for those that are interested in his earlier interview, you're welcome to check it out on our audio link that will be in the description box. But he was sharing so much wonderful knowledge and information. So definitely wanted to make sure that we all see him and definitely learn more about all the great areas of business that he'll be sharing with us today. So without taking any more time, thank you so much for joining us today. Please introduce yourself and let us know who you are.
How's everyone doing? I'm Rashid Fullah, um, and I'm a business owner. Been doing ha- opening my business 8 years ago, and been doing it ever since. We work with local government as well as corporations, providing fitness services. I'm a father of a 2-year-old daughter, and I'm just a natural curious person, so I'm just willing to learn, anytime I get an opportunity to. So looking forward to this conversation.
You so much again for joining us. So, of course, we like to get right into it. So, you shared some great things. You're obviously been operating in business for about 10 years. So, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I love the fact that you also touched bases on definitely sounds like the federal market space. So, for those that don't know, definitely would like to start off with that for you to expand more in your areas of service and the industries that you service your business in, and kind of like a part two in terms of how that can relate to the government for those that do not know, but definitely share some of your background in terms of what industries you operate in and what led you into where you are now.
Okay. So I'll start off with the last part. So I got into just a fitness through my nephew who was 7 at the time, and because he wanted to play football, and my sister, didn't know what to do with all the energy, so I signed him up for football. And long story short, I fell in love with it, with the sport. Fell in love with coaching, fell in love with training, and we do this. We used to train every summer. One point, we had over 100 kids that we trained in the summer, and some of those kids are, use that to get college scholarships, and one of them is actually going, in the NFL draft. So this coming year. So it was been a labor of love, and that's how I got into this fitness industry. And later on, as you know, as you do business, you learn things here and there. And I found out about government contracting space. And what I found out is that the government was giving out trillions of dollars in government contracts. Like for example, last year, Elon Musk, who's friends with Donald Trump now, got 300 government contracts
Mhm.
worth billions of dollars, not millions, billions of dollars. And a lot of these corporations that you know and love, Apple, Microsoft, they all have billions of dollars in government contract. Like you name it, whatever company you think of, they have government contracts. And as usually as minority-owned business, we don't really tap into this. But there are companies who have maybe like 500 followers on Instagram making millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars through government contracts. And you can't tell from looking at Instagram because they're not posting every single day. So it's a untapped market. There's a lot of potential, and the government want to do business with black and brown people. And I encourage anybody who's interested to definitely take a look at it if you're a business owner.
Wow, that's amazing. That is so lovely how your nephew, um, ironically, is what led you into where you are now. It's funny how, as business owners, the thing that I love about business is there's so many different ways on how you can get into business. So, in regards to where you operate now and training. And I just love how that also connects into the federal market space because I think for those that are unaware, especially minority owned business owners, like you said, Black and Brown, the government does want to do business with us. So I'll go into my next question. How, for those that don't know how to do business with the government, but are business owners and have legal business entities, what would be the information and advice that you would provide for them that are looking to start to do business with the government?
I think the first step is to checking your local government. And I say that because it's sometimes it's the easiest and it's less intimidating. So say for example, if you live in, say you live in Montgomery County, right? Maryland, just type Montgomery County procurement, right? Because they don't use the word contract. They use a lot of time procurement. So if you use type Montgomery County procurement, you will see, links, right? And look for the links that say .gov, anything Montgomery County procurement, something, something .gov, right? Click on that link. And then usually you will look for sites that actually have contracts because some of the links have different things, but look for actual contracts that are going on right now. And you'd be surprised. Like, for example, they are paying $60 an hour to transport, use your car and transport people like senior citizens from their home to their appointments, whether it's medical appointment, groceries. They're offering programs for teaching basketball and soccer after school, and there are other programs as well based on what your business is that the government is offering. So the first step is local government because that's you got to build your resume up, right?
Mhm, mhm,
Then you go to Maryland, Emma, Emma for Maryland. So, for example, Maryland. In Virginia, it's EVA. Washington D.C. have their own system, and wherever you are in the country have their own system. So then you go to the state government, right? Emma if you're in Maryland, EVA if you're in Virginia, Washington D.C. have their own system, and then you go to the federal government, right? Federal government is sam.gov.
mhm,
Sam.gov, you register with Sam. Sam is 100% free. Sometimes people try to get your money. It's 100% free. Go to sam.gov, get a UEI, which is unique, UEI, unique. I forgot what the E stand for, but it basically says identity for your unique entity identity identification.
mhm,
UEI, that's what it means,
mhm,
right? Get your UEI number, get your cage code, and then you start going to the search function and type, if you're a fitness, like in my industry, just type fitness, and you're gonna start seeing all these fitness contracts, and make sure you go for the contracts that are going on right now, or that are coming up soon. Um, and I say that to say that when you start low from local government, is they're not gonna pay you as much as state, and state's not gonna pay you as much as federal. And another tip is if you're doing local, state government or local any government, there's some quick quotes, right? So it might not necessarily have to do with your industry, but this is a tip. It might just be, for example, the hospital need, I don't know, some fruits and vegetables delivered, and somebody, wholesale, or you have a connection to a wholesale, you can use that, and charge them for transportation, even though using your car, charge for transportation, mileage, gas, plus how much the cost of the item, that the goods and services. So I say that to say that there's a lot of opportunities out there to make a lot of money as a business owner, and it's one of the easiest way to scale. And I actually think it's one of the easiest way to become a millionaire is through government contracts because the money's there, the work. If you know what you're doing, then it's something you already know what to do. And then you can also partner up with corporations and other companies. And lastly, is also encourage everybody that want to do it to also go to meetups, meetings. So you go to vendor fairs. They have government contract conferences coming up in 2025. So just Google upcoming government contracts conferences in the DMV area for 2025. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of opportunities. And then, create a resume, which will be what they call it a capability statement.
Mm.
So use your capability statement as a resume, and then, start applying. If you want to go to federal, go there right away, start applying, and then you will learn as you go.
I love that. Thank you so much for touching bases on that because as business owners, even for nonprofits, but definitely as business owners, like we are here to solve problems, right?
Yeah.
And when it comes to the government, it's not really as educated as it should be. And of course, there's people that are out there that may touch bases on it. But, us being here in the local Washington, Maryland, Virginia region, we're in the home of the government, right? And like you said, the government is looking to do business with us. And, especially with you being in the area of fitness, sports, different things like that. Um, I love how there is a unique diversity because definitely sounds like the government wants to, you know, they need everything, right? They need training, maybe pencils, maybe groceries, like you said. And um, what is a myth that you would share that for those that don't know, something that you've heard that operating your business to scale, like you said, in the federal market space, what would be a myth that you would like to clear up for anyone that's interested in scaling their business through the federal market space?
So I'll give two myths. One of the myth is if you have, say, what would they say, 1 out of 7 Black person have been to jail before,
Mm,
something like that,
mm,
something to that nature. So say you have a record, right? What is a felony or sorry, what
mm,
is a felony or misdemeanor, whatever the case may be, right?
mm,
Now, of course, not encouraging people to, do these things, but if you happen to have that, you can still, go after government contracts because the government look at your business, the record of your business, not your business, not your personal record. So you can go after government contracts. The second myth is you have to be in business for a long time. You don't have to be in business for a long time. You can open up your business today and apply today. Now, don't get me wrong. Some, they look at some. Um, it helps to have two or more years of experience, but it's not a deal breaker if you don't have it.
mm.
So those are two things that I want people to know.
Mm, wow. Very valuable and knowledgeable information. Thank you so much for sharing. So, I would like to shift a little bit, but keep it in the business space. I would definitely love for you to get deeper into your business and all the areas of service that you provide and what industry that looks like for those that are interested to get to know more. We see your lovely logo in the background. Of course, sports kind of makes the world go round. And I love the
Oh yeah.
fact that you're in sports and fitness. They definitely go hand in hand. And that's another part of lifestyle, right? Having a healthy lifestyle definitely has to do with fitness, taking care of yourself. Of course, nutrition is important too. So if you can get a little deeper and share with the audience the different areas that you service within your business and how that pertains to improving the community.
Okay. So the business name is WBG Sports and Fitness, and the WBG stand for Why Be Good When You Can Be Great,
Hmm,
right?
love that.
And the whole goal of that is to have impact on the lives of people that we serve, right? And of course, as you alluded to, there are a lot of benefits that come to with fitness, right?
Mm,
So we want to make sure that everything that we do and people that we're working with, our partners, that we give them everything that we have, and then also working with our clients and things of that nature. That you can always get better at anything you do. So that's like our motto, right? And it's the motivation that we use to our approach. Um, and as far as different sectors, we work with, I think also this also goes into, um, as a business owner, you solve problems and you kind of have to see how things go. So, for example, we got a government contract working with the Montgomery County Public Schools, right? Where we provide after school fitness services,
mm,
right? But
mhm,
then, sat back and think, okay, how do we what are other needs that the county need, right? So then you start saying, okay, they have an elementary school after school program. So start working with the elementary school. Oh, okay. As a matter of fact, they have rec centers, they need boot camp, instructors, boxing, kickboxing, and things of that nature. Oh, okay. So how three revenue streams, right? So with that being said, you also have to think, how do I have the most impact, right? And be able to scale my business at the same time. So you win twice, right? You win by having impact, and you win by scaling. And
Mm,
also another thing is, attending in-person events, right? In-person events, conferences, going as a vendor for job fairs and things of that nature. And that's how we got one of our corporate contracts, right? We work with Holy Cross Hospital.
like,
Um, so so we work with kids from age 6 to 14, providing fitness, right? And
mm,
then we work with the senior citizens, age 55 and up. Um, so I say that to say that, just being versatile, going out there, you have to go out there and shake hands. You have to go out there and talk to people. You have to know, who are the decision makers. So we learn to, part of what we do now is we go to every week, we go to our local chamber of commerce, right? Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce. That's the one close to us. You have one in Maryland, and then you have the state Chamber of Commerce. You have the Black Chamber of Commerce. You have the National Chamber of Commerce. They have a lot of resources. You can meet people who are looking for your services, and you look for their services. So, long story short, is our business. We work with kids with the public school system, the after school program. We work with adults looking for. We do provide boxing, kickboxing, um, high intensity training, boot camp, strength training, and then we work with senior citizens, right? We're providing cardio, strength training, and then we work with kids, right? Which is fun, right? We just
yeah.
provide fitness, but in a fun kind of way, not in a regular way. Young kids, right, from age 6. So we work through a different spectrum, and also I work with clients virtually and in person on a one-on-one basis. So we managed to hit every aspect of the industry, and they're looking to scale in that arena.
I love that. Even growing up as an athlete myself, children, the youth are, it's such an amazing target. And I love the fact that you all target both children and senior citizens because, fitness is important to all ages,
Mhm.
and sports is such a broad and diverse industry and space that you can implement to both the youth and senior citizens. So I love the approach. I also love that you work. With schools, like you're very heavy in the community. So,
Mhm.
thank you for sharing all that. For those that are tuning in, I'm sure that's very motivating, for
Mhm.
them. So, I have roughly about three more questions before we round out our segment. Um,
Okay.
so definitely want to talk about community. Of course, you mentioned a lot of things about, how you basically implement your business from the impact and the
Mhm.
scaling. So important, right? Impacting and scaling is so important. It's so essential to business as well. So, my next question for you in regards to the community, based on how you've operated in the years you have in the community, what are the top challenges that you've noticed in the community that, as you are implementing improvement and change, you would like to see things improve better?
I think the number one thing is the available resources, right? I don't think, because I've been in the community 19 years now, right? Doing, different things in community, got, mentees that are grown men now that I knew when they were young.
Mm,
Um, and a lot of times, people don't know there are resources available. Resources in terms of, if you're a business owner, how to scale the business. Resources in terms of family, things the family need, whether it's housing, healthcare, education. There are a lot of resources available out there,
mm,
and I think a lot of people don't know it. They don't know they exist. And also another thing is, like people in our community, I think there's a general fear of doing things that they're scared of. like and that they don't know.
Mm,
Like a lot of the fear I hear about is AI, right? Well, AI is coming whether we like it or not, right?
right.
So financial literacy, right? Those things are here already. It affects our life on a daily basis, right? We always see price of eggs and all these things going up, you
Mm,
know, and Trump's coming up, right? He's gonna if he execute those tariffs, price of food is gonna go up because we're the one that end up gonna have pain. So I say that to say that as access to information, resource, knowing what the resources are, and then just being open minded. I think probably sometimes I'm not gonna lie, frustrate me by how close minded people are to new information. So I say that to say that just be just being open minded to information and saying that hey, let me see if I can if I can learn a thing or two from what's going on and be able to apply this in my life. So being open to information, want to learn about business. How does business really work? In terms of like taxes, what are tax benefits? How do you scale your business through government contracts, corporate contracts, and other things too that, I know I'm sure a lot of people say social media, so I'm not saying much about social media,
mm,
but yeah, so just being open to information has been a hurdle because, people are scared of what they don't know. So,
mm, mm. Wonderful, wonderful answer. I love that. And thank you so much for touching bases on that because resources absolutely makes or breaks how businesses scale, their impact, and how they're known. Because, the more that you're known, the more you're able to implement impact and scale your business at the same time. And that's really what business is about. There's like a ministry aspect to it. We are
mhm,
here to, further the kingdom and definitely expand that impact while of course scaling, wealth
mhm,
is, that's something that we're blessed to obtain, right? The
mhm,
wisdom to obtain proper knowledge and implement resources to obtain, wealth, abundance, riches, but not to keep it only, utilize it and have it have an impactful aspect to the community. So I just
mhm,
love how there's just so many ways that, as you said a lot, scaling, but scaling in a way that it's impacting, it's improving, and it's implementing proper change and positivity to the community. That's something that is extremely important, especially to today's world. So I want to shift a little bit before we go into our final question. You touch bases on fatherhood, and we've had the blessing of having many fathers, whether they're husband, fathers, or they're just amazing fathers of young women, young men, but daughters and sons, of course. So, if there's anything that you would like to share with the audience in regards to fatherhood and kind of a double question, is there any advice or anything that you would like to share with other fathers?
Um, I think fatherhood it's probably one of the best thing that can happen to a man because a lot of times I think our heads in the cloud sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. So I have a 2-year-old daughter, as you stated, and so it brings me to the ground. And my daughter had me seeing things the way I never saw it before.
Mm,
And sometimes, I think that, we think we're teaching our kids, but most of the time they're the one that's teaching us if we pay attention. And especially when you're balancing a couple of things, I think the key is to know how to balance it, know when to say, take time off for the family, take time on spend walks. Like try to, when I have time, I try to take walks with my daughter, we go on walks, right? And we talk and she's only 2 years old, but we have conversations, right? I think that's also important too, because it's good to take that time, because um, the way we interact with the kids, and especially as a father, is who they're going to want to emulate when they grow up, and people that they're going to date, So, I think I take it very seriously, and I even see like her energy level. When I see her, her energy level's all the way up, and
mm,
I'm like, oh wow, it's
mm.
important, to be present. It's very important because it does something for her. How happy she is, to see me, and of course I'm happy to see her. So I think it's important to take time, make the time, right? Make the time, and get to know them and ask them questions, talk to them, even if they're young, right? And you're building that bond, you're building that relationship, um, and um, and at a young age, it's the best time to empower them, right? So
Mm.
I think one thing I try to do with my daughter is try to empower her and just let her know that, hey, um, you are enough, right? You're enough, and just whatever it is that you think that you can do or want to do, you have the ability to, and nobody's going to tell you that you're not.
Mm.
And also try to educate her about where she's from. Like um, you know, so just like in terms of Africa and things like that. So she watched those shows and things like that. So now if she sees something coming on YouTube or something like that, she'll be like, "That's Africa," you know.
Mhm.
So she knows, and
Mhm.
just to kind of get her comfortable with that, so she always feel that sense of pride, So um, yeah, so I always say just try to make the time, be there for them, ask the questions, sometimes the little things, you know.
For sure. Wow, that was beautiful. I love that, a man raising a daughter is so powerful. Fatherhood is so powerful and necessary in all the areas that you touch bases on, but definitely being present. Um,
Hmm.
that stood out the most because it definitely is what gathers everything that you shared, for the most part, because you can buy things, you can talk, you can do things, but when you're not present, children absolutely can be aware of that, and children can be so young and innocent and impressionable, but children are aware, and like you said, definitely asking questions, conversing, picking them brains, letting them understand that there's no limitation. I think as adults, you know, we got to learn from children more because they're fearless. And if they're fear, they experience fear, they speak up about it. But
Hmm.
definitely, as you stated, reminding your daughter that she can do whatever it is that she wants to do. There's not a limitation, as long as she is here and living, that is something that she's able to do. So I really love you touching bases on that. Thank you so much. So here on the Lady E Effect, we touch bases on a lot of things: personal development, business solutions, of course, business success, as well as community transformation, which you've touched bases on all of that, especially fatherhood. I love that you touch bases on that. So thank you so much. Um, Final question. Of course, we love to talk about purpose, but I want to twist it a little bit in
Hmm.
terms of our final question for you. Using the area of purpose with things that should be releasing or anything coming up, if there are people that are tuning in, with you using the word purpose and highlighting areas of business that you're looking forward to in the future, how would you identify why purpose is so necessary and important to operate in the space of business?
Well, I think this is a great question, by the way. I love the question. I think purpose it gives you that direction, right? It's like a GPS,
Mm, mm,
right? Once you have your purpose, right, now you kind of take the necessary, now it give you that motivation to take the necessary steps into what you want to do, because as we all know, life can have its challenges, right? You have its successes, it has its challenges as well. So in those challenging moments, your purpose is going to be that reminder to say, why are you doing this,
mm,
right? Why are you doing this? So if you come at this with a sense of purpose to say, hey, I want to have make an impact. Like I know for us is I want to have make an impact in the lives of people, right? So on days when you don't feel like waking up in the morning and go do this, have a meeting or train clients or talk to people on the phone, you always have that reminder of why am I doing this, right?
mhm,
Because you know for example, we have a client that have Alzheimer's, right?
mm,
And they need to be physically active, so that way their muscle and brain connection is working at all times, right?
Mm,
And so having a purpose, it makes it easier to say, hey, this got to get done. Things got to get done.
mm,
um, and um, and just in general, just in life, generally in life, right? Just having that internal GPS, right? Now drives you to achieve things that you probably didn't even think you can, all because you have purpose. Like a lot of times, people you know just wing things, right? And sometimes they might you know gets to success by accident, but they
yeah.
find themselves not happy. Why? Because they don't have purpose. So I think purpose is the driving force. And from then on, I think you can definitely achieve your goals and aspirations. I know in my life, I want to impact as many people as I can. I see myself as a bridge, right? To connect people to different things, whatever that is, for them, that I know, or people that I know of that can help them. So that's my purpose, to be a bridge. So, and that aspect takes effect in my personal life and in my professional life, whether it's business or anything else.
Mm, wonderful, wonderful. Wow, it has absolutely been an honor speaking with you today. I am so motivated just hearing you speak, all of the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, the perspective, the experience. I love how you really implement personal development, how you implement business and really understanding business and learning how to really leverage and scale. Um, opportunities, resources, things that it is out there, but like putting yourself out there to learn and utilize and, implement and execute, right? Super important. And understanding how all of that relates to that community transformation that we love to highlight here on the Lady E Effect. So thank you so much for joining us today. It really has been such a pleasure speaking with you. For anyone that is looking to get in touch with you, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, we're on Instagram. Our fitness page is on WBG at WBG Fitness. That's Whiskey Bravo Golf Fitness. And we also our sports program is also for the youth as WBG Sports Academy, also on Instagram. And Facebook, we're at WBG Fitness. And website, same name, wbgsportsandfitness.com. So those are places to get in touch with us. You can DM us. My number is there as well. So those are places to get in touch with us. Social media, Instagram, Facebook. We have a Twitter account as well. So
Wonderful. Well, definitely, you all, this has been a pleasure speaking with Rashad. All of the amazing things that he's doing. I hope that motivates you because we are here to really impact the community. We're here to definitely make a difference. And like he said, be the bridge. There's a lot of gaps going on in the world, but with our knowledge and expertise and just the gifts that we have through practicing in various industries, that we have the ability to do, whether you're starting your business, whether you're already in business, whether you want to just make a shift, make it a necessity to be that impact that you want to see. So, without taking any more time, thank you all so much for joining us today. Again, you're welcome to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us, definitely leave questions, comments, share your insight on how wonderful this podcast episode was today, as well as any of our previous podcast episodes. We really appreciate all of your support. You're welcome to also connect with us on any audio podcasts. This can be Apple, this can be Audible, this can be Amazon, this can be Spotify, but we will put all of the links in our subscription in the description box, as well as all of the ways that we can connect with Rashad and all of the amazing things that he's doing. So, again, thank you for joining us today. Of course, you all know I'm Lady E, and until next time, we will see you later. Bye.
okay.